I'm about to show you how to actually get reviews as a remodeler. Picture this. A job just wrapped. The kitchen looks incredible. The client says, "This is honestly the best work I've ever had done in this house." I want to show you what happens next in most cases. The contractor smiles, says thanks, loads up the truck, drives away. And that moment where she was standing there, emotional, genuinely blown away, is gone. I've been inside over 100 remodeling businesses to see exactly how to get a review every time. And it takes about 7 words. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to say, when to say it, and why it works every time without feeling like a sales pitch. After a job finishes, there's a short window where the client's at a peak happiness. They're standing in a space, they can see the before and after in their head, right? They saw the before, now they're standing in the after. It's right in front of them. The contrast is like really fresh, and the emotion that they're feeling right there is real. So here's what I've watched happen when that window gets missed. Contractor drives home, figures he'll send a text later asking for a review, and he does. The client gets back to her day, or his day. Kids, work, dinner. By the time that text lands, she's 3 steps removed from the feeling she had in that room. She reads it, thinks, yeah, I should do that, and never does. Not because she doesn't want to, because the moment passed. They're busy. The emotion that would have made her stop everything and write the review, it's gone. And what you're left with is a task on her to-do list, and to-do lists don't really get done. So think of it like this. The review isn't really about the job, it's about the feeling at the end of the job. And feelings have a shelf life. The walkthrough is the only moment where that feeling is at full strength, 100% capacity, in the room, in the emotion, still connected to what you've built. It's a window. And it closes the second that client walks out the door. So the rule we have at our company is simple. The ask happens during the walkthrough, not after, not the next day, during, while they're standing there, telling you how great it looks. That is the only time that it works. So real quick, if this is interesting to you, but you simply just don't have enough time to set this all up, or you don't have the scripts, click the link in the description to see if we have any open spots for our full build-out program. No dumb monthly costs, just one simple build-out that sets you up forever. If it's not a good fit, we'll give you a whole bunch of free stuff anyway. So even when remodelers understand the timing, reviews still don't come in, and it usually comes down to 2 specific places where the whole system leaks. The first one is pretty straightforward. The owner forgets to ask. You know, you're wrapping up a job, going through the punch list, thinking about the next project, thinking about where you're driving to next, and the moment passes without even saying anything. Client was happy, but the window's open and nobody walked through it. The second situation is way less obvious, and it kills more reviews than the first. So a lot of remodeling companies use subcontractor. The subcontractor does the work, finishes the job, client is thrilled, and the sub has 0 reason to ask for a review on behalf of the company. They're not thinking about your Google profile. They're thinking about their next job, or maybe their profile. So the client's standing there happy, but the sub packs up and leaves and the review never happens. The owner doesn't even know the window was open. So what's actually happening in both cases is the same thing. There's no system. And a lot of people, they hear system and they think of automation. Nope, there's just no system. The ask is left to chance, and chance does not build Google profiles. Chance does not bring leads next month. When it's not built into the process, it just doesn't happen. And when it doesn't happen consistently, you end up with a profile that looks like a company that nobody freaking cares about, even if you do amazing work. Even when every single client you've had was happy. So we gotta fix the first leak by making the ask part of the walkthrough checklist. It's not optional, it's the last step. Fix the second leak by training your subs. Give them the QR code, tell them exactly what to say, make it their job to capture the review, maybe give them some form of incentive, or maybe take them to lunch. Does that make sense? The reason most remodelers don't ask isn't just for like laziness. It's that asking sometimes can be really uncomfortable. It feels like you've sold someone and then you have to sell them again. It feels like you're putting the client on the spot. You're begging for something, or you're trying to make something that is amazing like that moment feel transactional. So here's what actually works in that situation. Right after the client gives you a compliment, and they will, because holy cow, that's an amazing job, you say, hey, would you mind saying that on my Google profile? Then you pull out your phone and you have them scan the QR code. You're just saying, it's 7 words in a QR code. Hey, would you just say that there? Make it 6 words. What makes it work is that you're not asking for a favor. You're not asking them to be extra creative. You're just redirecting something that they already said, that they already told you. The countertops look incredible. You're just asking them to tell Google the same thing. There's no pitch, there's no awkward pause. You're taking the compliment she already gave you and pointing it somewhere that it can actually do something. So the QR code matters more than people think. The friction of finding your Google profile, searching for the right page, figuring out where to click, that's enough to kill it. The QR code removes every step between the compliment and the review. She scans it, she's on the page, she types what she just said out loud, done. Easier you make it, the more that this happens. So build it into the process. So before your next job wraps, get your Google review QR code printed. You can find it on your profile. Put it on a card, keep it in your truck. When the walkthrough ends and the compliment comes, and it will because you're great, say the line, hand them the card, stand there. It's the whole system. Most remodelers think of reviews as like social proof, something that makes it look good when someone checks your profile. And that's true, but it's actually the smallest part of what reviews do. So take a look at what Google's doing right now with search. When someone types in kitchen remodeler with great tile work in Omaha, Google isn't just pulling up websites anymore. They're not even pulling up just Google business profiles anymore. It's pulling up an AI overview, a generated answer at the top of the page that summarizes the user's best options, and they're going to move towards this even more in the coming months. And one of the things that feeds the AI overview is the language inside your reviews. So if a client wrote a review that says, they did incredible custom tile work in our kitchen and it was amazing, that specific language can pull your business into an AI result for someone searching for tile work. Your reviews aren't just sitting on your profile. They're actually SEO. They're actually working inside of Google's search engine, matching your business to exactly what people are typing. And beyond the AI piece, reviews do two other things that compound over time. So Google reads a steady flow of new reviews as a signal that your business is active and growing and trusted, which pushes your ranking up in the local map results. And when someone is comparing you to another contractor in your area, the business with more relevant reviews generally is going to win that lead. So not always the cheapest, not always the one with the nicest website, the one that looks like the obvious choice when you're standing there trying to decide. Reviews play that role. So every review you capture is doing three things at once: pushing your rank up, feeding Google's AI results with your specific language, and closing jobs for you before you ever get on the phone. That's why this window matters. Every time it closes without a review, you're not just missing a star on your profile, you're leaving all of that on the table. And the more recent the moment is, the better quality of review. It's hard to write a good review when it's 6 days later. Imagine when you freaking went to a restaurant. It's hard to remember how good the meal was just a couple days later. So 2 months ago, New Look Omaha was getting 0 reviews per month. Not bad reviews, 0. Jobs were finishing, clients were happy, and nothing was being captured. So when they came to us, we put one thing in place, a review capture process built around their walkthrough. The ask became part of how every job ended. QR code ready. The line was rehearsed, timing locked to the moment the compliment landed. In the first 30 days, they went from 0 reviews per month to 15. Their Google rank moved up 10% just like that. Their phone rang 6 more times the following month. Not because they changed the quality of their work, the work was already good. It's because they stopped letting the window close. So what's worth understanding about those 15 reviews is that they didn't just make the profile look better. Each one of them is now sitting inside of Google's system, matching New Look Omaha to the specific language that those clients used. Someone searching for a remodeler who does exactly what New Look Omaha does is more likely to find them now, way more likely than 30 days ago. And that gap just keeps growing with every review that comes in. So before your next job wraps, do 3 things. Get your Google review QR code. You can generate it for free directly from your Google business profile. You print that on a card and put it in your truck. And if you use subs, give them a card too and say, hey, would you mind saying that on our Google profile? That way they have the line. That's the whole system. It doesn't cost anything. It takes 30 seconds. It's not some automation that takes 45 hours to set up, right? It's very simple. It's just a very simple system. So I thought I'd give that to you in this video so you could go implement. So now that you have reviews, it's time to get some eyes on your Google business profile. So go ahead and click on this video to see how to get that going. I'll see you there.